YouTube! What's poppin'? It's your boy JMystic come back with another banger video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a brief tutorial on Battlefield 2042 beta. I'm going to give you guys the best settings that you can use, especially if you're on PC and you're a controller player. I'm going to give you guys a few of my settings to help you guys to start off in this game. Let's go. So first thing is first, it's probably gonna be easier for you if you have a mouse to just kind of go through your settings. I'm gonna try to fly through them as fast as I can. The best way is definitely to kind of use it in that way. What I'm gonna do is gonna put my thing in borderless just for now, so I can go back and forth on my PC to move my camera back and forth, so you guys can see certain settings. All right. So boom, options. You're gonna go into here. We're gonna start off with general. I put everything on custom. I don't put anything on default. You're just gonna end up wanting to play custom on everything. Of course, I'm doing crossplay, but we're gonna go right into the graphics settings. I'll come back to a few of these things here regarding all this. I know graphics is the main thing for you guys to start off with, so we're gonna start there. So of course, when you typically are playing, you're gonna be in full screen. I don't want to tab out right now, so I'm gonna keep it on borderless, but mainly you're gonna be in full screen. And when you're in full screen, you can then set your device to 1920 by 1080, and you're gonna have your 144 hertz. If you have more, you can go up. That's where my monitor is, my refresh rate. And then FOV. Now a lot of people are gonna be thrown off at this, and I'll even come back and zoom myself in. A lot of people will be thrown off at this, but it's important for you to understand the FOV that this is describing is mainly for, it's called set the vertical field of view. So most times, like in Warzone or Apex, it's gonna be your horizontal field of view, and that's why you're able to put it at 120 FOV or etc., or whatever you use. So what you want to end up doing to find exactly what your number is use a calculator, whether you're on 120, and then just do the math behind it, and you'll find the FOV for the vertical field of view. I'm referring to another YouTuber named 4 Eyes. He uses 110 FOV typically on horizontal field of view. I use the same thing, so I just copied a few of his settings. He has his on 78, so that's where I end up using, because I can't do math like that. Lol. And then from there, we walk through the rest of the settings. Your ADS field of view, this is pretty much like your affected. If you're playing Call of Duty, it would be like your affected versus not affected, or whatever it's called. You're definitely gonna want this on, because then it's gonna help out your frames when you zoom in, instead of it trying to deplete your frames and using different zoom variables. This is definitely gonna help. You want to have this on 100%. Brightness is normally default at 50. If you have an HDR monitor, by all means you can use it. I put my motion blur all the way down because I only have a 2080 Ti, so my frames are not spectacular in this game, especially for a beta. So a lot of this stuff I have completely shut off, because I don't really need any of the extra things. I just want to play the game properly. And then of course you have your graphics quality on custom, so you can do things. Typically I might have some of the texture quality and stuff on like medium or something of that nature. I end up referring to everything on low. I can of course break down what each individual thing is, but there's no need. If you don't have a proper GPU, you're gonna just want to put your stuff on low. I can break down the rest of this, even though it says your dynamic resolution scale, to put this on for more consistent frames at the cost of resolution. Instead of doing that and allowing your CPU to do extra, if you want to lower, your resolution, I suggest doing that here instead of letting the game force itself to do it. You're gonna want the game to properly, just for both dynamic resolution scale, to keep it at this rate, and also put on future frame rendering, so then it'll automatically pre-buffer, so your game doesn't glitch or hitch, especially in gunfights. That can tend to happen. So you want dynamic resolution scale off, enable plus boost, and on and off for the vertical sync, and then low for your high fidelity objects and armor. That's pretty much what it is. I'm gonna go back to full screen so I can actually properly go forward. And then everything else, I have my HUD on. I put camera shake to 50 instead of 100 because I still want it, just in case, crazy clips that you can use in other videos, whether, helicopter, tanks, and explosions with RPGs. This game is very intense, so put it to 50. We come down, you're gonna be automatically set at nothing. I end up using the second colorblind method here, and then I have everything else on. And across ears, you can adjust based off of whatever you want to do. I haven't changed anything like that. I've just kind of gone right into the game. I want my map to rotate with me so I know exactly where I'm going, and then everything else is at 100. So boom, that's display. This is going to be your graphic settings that you want to run. Now we're going to go over to audio. I took music off, master volume's at 100 because the game's not loud like Warzone where I have to put it at 60 or anything. I have an Astro mix amp, so I end up using Astros for my audio mix, and then I have it on audio auto for the speaker configuration. You can always adjust that how you choose, and then I have everything else remaining the same in terms of like the hit indicator, etc. Voice chat, you can set whatever, it doesn't really matter. So that's your audio settings. We hop over to controller settings. This is where it gets fun. The controller scheme, I have definitely that I had it on custom. I put pretty much everything on custom. I'm not sure how it's saying default, but at least for the foot sticks and foot buttons, I put everything on custom. I'm not really an aircraft guy, so I haven't really gone into any of the vehicle aircraft stuff yet. I'm right now just strictly boots on the ground. And then for my aiming sensitivity, it starts off very, very low. I end up going to 33. I know I'm gonna probably boost it to 40, but I'm just trying to test certain things out. Again, FOV is at 78, and you see a lot of the aim stuff from the display you have to then redo over. For sprinting, I have toggle, and I'll be coming out with another movement video on this game. The movement is spectacular in this game. I love the movement. I'll definitely do a breakdown video on movement in this game 100% because it is valid. You want the double tap sprint off. Right now in the beta, the auto tap sprint is not necessarily working. Not too certain why, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. But I definitely want you to put on always use traversal sprinting. It's pretty much like the tac sprinting in Warzone. Controller is going to be hold for your zoom, and just make sure you guys press pause. I'm going to just kind of fly through this video. I don't want it to be too long, so pause as I go through if you need to. I have like parachute, auto deploy, all of that off. I keep the reload hint on for now. A few different things there. Now this I'll definitely break down. I believe it starts off at 48 for your zoom transition and stuff. I have uniform aiming off. I have the zoom transition off because I just want it to be instant. I don't care about like the smoothness and making it all like necessarily realistic. I don't want it to be a very good game experience, to just kind of be like really good at the game, like to be on top of it essentially. So my zoom sensitivity, I have pretty much everything on 100%. I bucked everything at 100%, and then when I started to use different ACOG scopes that the game has for like the LMGs and other stuff, I started to reduce it down to 80. I want my sensitivity to be kind of the same with my ADS, so nothing is too far off where I'm very high sent and then I zoom in and it's very slow. I want things to be kind of the same. Feel free to copy this as well for your controller stuff. Didn't really do anything. You can take off the vibrations. I kind of like it because sometimes it's hard to hear certain things, so it's better to have some vibration, but I definitely would have that off most cases, but that's just a preference in my opinion. Nothing really I haven't done anything with vehicles. Joystick dead zones I've put to 10. For the rest, accessibility, you still have to go back over here to put the camera shake to 50, possibly. Motion blur 0, make sure you have this. You just go over that. Again, toggle for sprinting off, and then you can go into keybinds. I haven't fully adjusted my keybinds just yet, but I know I'm going to swap my triggers for shooting and what I'm going to end up using as my controller menu when you're changing out your attachments to your weapons. I know I'm going to end up changing that to different buttons, so that'll come out with another video for that. I haven't really adjusted that. I've just hopped right into the game to start playing it, but this is most definitely what you want to end up using for your controller settings for the most part, your display settings, sound settings. So this is just like the minute details of Battlefield 2042 beta and for the game to come. So I appreciate everybody watching this video. Very detailed video, but I'm going to be coming out with more videos like this. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button, turn on the notification bell, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace and love. Deuces.